PTSD just kind of creeps up on somebody. You just don't know that you have it until you just go crazy and need to, you know what I mean, need the help.
Less than 1% of our Americans are veterans who fight for our lives. Most leave the world behind and are welcomed with open arms. But some have to live with the lifelong terror of post-traumatic stress disorder and other mental and physical illnesses.
World War II veterans supposed to do. And these Korean veterans are all in their 70s getting to be, you know, it's hard for these people to do that. And if it wasn't for like the VFW, the Legion, the AMVETS, where they can come in here and get people to help them do that, the VA don't care.
They can no longer identify the difference between combat zone and home. Now everything is a combat zone. Veterans continue to say that wait times to get seen by VA clinic are a serious problem, and the VA would rather prescribe veterans drugs than evaluate and treat their patients properly.
I think a lot of that goes back to the VA. The VA just wanting to just drug the people up, give them 13 different types of drugs that actually makes them worse, instead of giving them the help that they need.
VA primary care physician in Tucson says their #1 priority is patient care.
As a physician, you know, my first rule of thumb is do no harm, and the second rule of thumb is, you know, to heal when possible, to comfort always. As a physician, that's my oath. And taking that to the veterans means a lot to me.
Stazzoni says they are working on improving the system for their patients.
First improvements, I'm looking at our access for our veterans and ways to get access better. We have lots of modalities for that. We have face-to-face visits. We've increased telephone visits where the physician can call them. We've also increased post-hospital follow-up into the clinic.
Codd says many of these veterans can barely walk, let alone make their way to Tucson for treatment.
They're a lot older. A lot of them can't even, they're not even mobile. They're either in wheelchairs or they have walkers or canes. So it's hard for them to get around, let alone go all the way up to Tucson to go see a doctor.
T. Brown, whose husband is currently in a VA hospital in Tucson, has been caregiving for her husband for the past 30 years.
Depending on certain situations,
correct.
Caregiving isn't the easiest job.
Well, it says a 24/7 caring. He makes one sound and you think there's something wrong. He can't breathe, you know, or needs help. He's choking on something, or is just constantly being with him 24/7.
Brown says her husband sleeps in the living room in his lounge chair while she sleeps in the bedroom next to her phone just in case he needs anything.
Tough on you because you're up like every hour checking to make sure he's okay. It's like a child. It's like when they're quiet, that's when something's wrong.
Many veterans would like more VA clinics nearby, and this has become a major concern around the veteran community. However, one thing Brown mentions is that the Tucson clinic has been taking care of him, although the trip is inconvenient in order to get seen.
Have you asked your husband how he's being treated at that facility?
They treat him really good. Recently, they've been having a little bit of problems. I do not know why, and because we used to have our care here, the people used to come out to our house and give him blood tests, and now they're saying we have to go to Tucson, and that's quite a ways.
Even though Brown herself doesn't have the greatest health and could use some help when it comes to being a caregiver, she talks about the love she has for her husband being deeper than the ocean and would do it all over again.
It's just something that comes automatic when you love somebody. It's an automatic thing, and as I said, I do it for the day I die.